Hello, everyone. A little bit hungry? In order to ensure that we have our lunch on time or not too late, I tried my best to deliver my presentation in English. I hope you can understand me. So my name is Jinbiao. You can call me Ji. Also call me Jai, as Professor Richard called me. I'm from the Beijing International Studies University. I'm now the president, also the president of China Academy of Tourism Talent Education. I'm very honored to be here to deliver the presentation on China Tourism Talents Education and Training. In the next 10 minutes, I would like to briefly introduce the current situation and opportunities of talents education and training, and also address the positive prospects of international education and training cooperation or tourism between China and Australia. Hopefully, my presentation can help you understand the latest progress of tourism talents education and training in China and arouse your interest of cooperation with China educational institutes. China tourism has experienced 30 years development and has obtained remarkable achievements on different sectors of tourism, including tourism talents training and education. Large number of tourism professionals and talents have been nurtured owing to a more structured university education system and a modern level on-job training programs, which provide strong support for development of China tourism industry. The industry needs tourism professionals and talents fostered from tourism education and training. The sustainable growth and improvements of tourism education will play an important role in the innovation and development of China tourism. Now let's have a look at the basic statistics data of China tourism educational institutes. Based on the statistics of China National Tourism Administration, tourism educational and training institutes in China amount to 1,733, including 852 universities and 881 vocational schools, which is increased by 42% compared with year 2008. The enrolled tourism students arrived at 950,000 in 2009, with an increase of 110,000 compared with the previous year. The tourism industry training also witnessed an annual increase. In 2008, staff training and education provided by China tourism industry totaled 3.38 million person times, increasing by 5.4% over the previous year. The number increased by 17.4% in 2009, including 3.5 million on-job training and 0.47 million continuing education. This table demonstrates demonstrating progress in main tourism sectors in In 2008, staff training and educational provided by China tourism industry totaled 3.3 million person. Next one. But what is the current employment and the tourism talents situation for China tourism industry? So in order to answer the question, the nationwide census of tourism personnel has been organized by China National Tourism Administration since 2008. And China Academy of Tourism Talent Development is the institute to conduct the census. So I'm a little bit proud. I'm the executive director for the census team. So this table is very important. I think that will help you to understand the current situation. The China tourism talents. That's the final results of our investigation and census. The census conducted by CATTD further announced that the total employment of China tourism arrived at 75.9 million in 2009, which accounts for 9.7% of China's national employment. And tourism talents in diploma and above degree were 2.72 million, covering 20.15% of direct tourism employment of China. Serious issues are highlighted by the pilot census. First, the gap between the current market requirements of the tourism industry and the potential tourism talents incubated in tourism educational institute is increasing. Second, the distribution of teaching resources is unbalanced, where most educational and training institutes located in the eastern area of China and the middle and the western parts of China are lack of tourism teaching resources. And third, general skilled tourism practitioners account for the most percentage of the employment of the whole industry, and specialized professionals are in shortage, particularly the new types of tourism talents, such as in golf, cruise, club, hot spring, and spa, and skiing sectors are required. First, the unsound aspects of qualification structure of tourism talents are still conspicuous. Most practitioners are in low qualification, and the number of intermediate and above authorized professionals needs to be improved. Finally, training and further education in different sectors of tourism industry are various, where hospitality sectors rank the first and the new type tourism sectors trend less. So China tourism employment has a promising future. So in the next following 5 years, China tourism industry will employ more practitioners. According to the forecasting by CATTD, tourism direct employment will be jumped to 17.4 million, and indirect employment will be 97.5 million. The total number will be 114 million. The industry of China tourism will require 3.7 million talents above diploma level. Based on the census conducted by CATTD, the major types of required tourism talents firstly focus on professional managers for tourism enterprises. For example, senior managers, tourism human resources managers, senior marketing professionals, and club managing professionals. Secondly, the required tourism professionals, including senior researchers, tourism teaching resources, designing planning professionals for tourism attractions, innovation tourism professionals, senior tourism guiding professionals, tourism consultancies. As we all know, tourism industry requires high practicality. Therefore, training more tourism talents with strong practical abilities has been focused by China's tourism institutions. To realize this goal, we have strengthened the cooperation with tourism enterprises and other types of training institutions. Through the establishment of tourism labs, off-campus training bases, and training hotels, we hope to provide the students a real work environment and help them accumulate more work experience. China's tourism institutions have endeavored to stimulate the development of tourism education through the mechanism of industry, academia, research. To express more, it's been common for the tourism institutions to invite industry experts to give speech to students. On the other hand, tourism institutions are also asked to offer consultations to help the enterprises solve problems they face. In addition, through sharing real cases with the tourism institutions, tourism enterprises have enhanced the practicability level of tourism education. More frequently in recent years, tourism institutions and enterprises have jointly hosted tourism seminars and conferences to lead the development direction of the tourism industry. With respect to the cooperation between tourism institutions and enterprises, we sincerely suggested that tourism enterprises offer substantial support to promote the development of tourism education. A variety of ways can be considered, such as student internship and teacher practice opportunities, off-campus training centers, scholarship, tourism education development, and so on. I also like to encourage the members of WTTC and CTE to strengthen their communication and build closer bonding and cooperation in the future. We fully believe that slow and limiting efforts of China's tourism institutions and enterprise, China's tourism education, can realize sustainable development and continuous innovations. Now let's look at the current issues and opportunities. I think it's very important for the practitioners and the tourism enterprises in Australia. We have, as I already mentioned, that we still have some shortages. For example, we are lack of senior managers, teachers, educational materials, lack of specific teachers for new type of tourism, lack of overseas internship bases. With the development of internationalization, China needs more cooperation with overseas educational institutions and organizations. Currently, the CITTD have two functions. Its basic platform is aiming to foster senior and international tourism talents for the whole of China tourism industry and build an international cooperation platform on tourism education and training. We know Australia is the leading position on world tourism education. So we hope that more and more educational institutes and universities build cooperative relationship with us. Now the CITTD cooperates with China Steering Committee for Tourism Vocational Education and Teaching, aiming to steering vocational education and teaching. I'd like to speak a few words about the China Advisory Committee for the Tourism Vocational Education. This is an official organization whose duty is to it aims to provide consultancy and standard for the education for all kinds of vocational institutions in China. So the secretary office now is located in Bisu, and I myself is the vice president of the organization. So I think we have many opportunities to cooperate, slow the platform of this organization. So China Tourism Institute have made many innovations and endeavored to foster international talents, including offering bilingual teaching, inviting well-known international scholars, increasing students' exchange, and visiting scholar program, organizing joint research centers in the tourism schools, and introducing international standards in assessment and accreditation. For example, my university, Beijing International Studies University, has built up close collaborative relations with the University of Queensland, Houston University in the United States, and Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Beijing Hospitality Institute is the first school cooperated between Bisu and Lausanne Hotel School. So the last words about my university. It's located in the CBD area of Beijing. Also, it takes about 20 minutes driving from my university to the center of Beijing, also center of China, Times Square. So lastly, I hope to welcome you to visit Bisu and also welcome you to visit CITTD. Thank you very much.